Chosen ones, the energy vampires, just got their feeding tubes cut, and now they're starving in real time. For too long, someone has been plugged into your power source like a parasite, siphoning your light, draining your frequency, and feeding off your divine energy without permission. They mistook your compassion for weakness and thought they found an unlimited supply. They assumed you'd never notice the leak, but they were wrong, because this time, the universe intervened. The spiritual system has initiated a shutdown, and the harvest they've been running on you just got terminated by forces far beyond their control. In this very moment, spiritual scissors are cutting every cord they attach to your aura. Every hex whispered in the dark is reversing. Every curse planted in envy is ricocheting back to its sender. And the best part, all the power they tried to steal from you is returning multiplied, glowing, and purified. You're about to witness divine restitution with interest. What was meant for your downfall is becoming your elevation. The exposure of their deceit begins now, and your ascension will be undeniable. This isn't recovery. It's retribution in motion, cosmic justice at work. Everything they drained from you is flooding back 1,000-fold, and the balance is being restored in your favor. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse, radiant, steady, and divine. For a while, shadows circled your foundation, trying to dim your brilliance. They couldn't extinguish you directly, so they tried to infiltrate your energy field, smiling in your face while whispering poison behind your back. They studied your rhythm, tracked your movements, and plotted your replacement. But here's the divine irony. The very act of trying to replace you exposed their own emptiness. You started to feel the shift, the sudden heaviness, the fog dulling your clarity, the exhaustion that no sleep could cure. You thought it was internal chaos, but it was spiritual warfare, an energetic attack from someone who got too close, someone who mistook access for ownership. Understand this. Those who attempt to usurp a chosen one operate from deep inadequacy. Your mere existence challenges their illusion. You don't have to boast or compete. Your natural light does that for you. Your authenticity is a mirror that reveals their falseness, and that truth burns them alive. They crave your grace, your peace, your purpose, but they lack the soul maturity to generate it on their own. Their jealousy morphs into obsession. They cloak their envy under friendship, family loyalty, or fake admiration, but your intuition sees through it all. You sense energy behind words, motives behind smiles, and intentions behind silence. That sensitivity, the gift you sometimes wish you didn't have, just saved your destiny. While you kept your distance, trusting your gut, they were busy in the shadows, fabricating lies, twisting your truth, and trying to assassinate your character. They wanted to isolate you, ruin your reputation, and make you doubt yourself. But what they fail to grasp is that your foundation isn't built on approval or applause. It's built on divine assignment. You don't operate from ego, you operate from purpose. Your power doesn't come from public validation. It comes from spiritual alignment. That's why no matter how much they tried to bury you, you still rise. You are untouchable because your roots are divine. You're building your life on a foundation so unshakable that no whisper campaign could damage it. Not in this lifetime, not in 100 years. The people who are meant to walk beside you see you clearly, without distortion. The opportunities destined for your path can't be blocked by anyone's jealousy or manipulation. And the God you serve doesn't require public approval or committee votes to elevate you. So while they were busy gossiping and plotting, you were out here growing, glowing, and moving forward. While they obsessed over your every move, you were actually living your purpose. While they were scheming to bring you down, you were strategizing on how to rise higher. When you take a step back, it's almost comical how mismatched the energy truly was. But now comes the reckoning. This week, confirmation after confirmation will begin to unfold. Maybe someone close finally decides to tell you the truth. Maybe you stumble across undeniable evidence. or maybe the person exposes themselves in a careless moment. However it plays out, the truth is coming to light. And when it does, you'll feel a mix of emotions: vindication for trusting your intuition and disgust for how long you extended grace to someone who never deserved it. You gave them access they used as a weapon. You gave them the benefit of the doubt while they plotted your destruction. It will sting realizing how much energy you spent trying to make peace with someone who was never at peace with your existence. And yet this is the turning point, the pivot that shocks everyone who thought they knew you. You're about to make a decision so sharp, so final, that it cuts through every illusion. You'll sever ties without explanation, confrontation, or closure. No second chances, no letting them twist the narrative, just silence, distance, and peace. This is where people finally understand that your kindness has boundaries and your patience has an expiration date. You've been here before. Last year taught you what happens when you carry dead weight out of loyalty. You learned that some people are only in your life to teach you what you'll never tolerate again. This time, you're not repeating the cycle. You're not praying for people to value you who've already shown they don't. You're not wasting energy trying to heal connections that were built on manipulation. You've entered a season of immediate action and divine discernment. When God reveals someone's true nature, you'll believe him the first time, because this is what it means to respect yourself enough to protect your peace at all costs. Every person in your orbit either fuels your frequency or drains it. There's no in-between. This particular person has been a massive drain on your spiritual battery. Even when you weren't speaking, their energy lingered like static interference. You've had to guard your words, monitor your energy, and walk on eggshells in spaces they occupy. That constant vigilance, it's draining. But when you finally cut the cord, it'll feel like unplugging a device that's been quietly draining your battery. Suddenly your vitality returns, your creativity ignites, your motivation surges, your intuition grows louder and clearer. The fog lifts because the blockage is gone. And here's the twist they didn't see coming. Your power doesn't just return, it multiplies. You receive divine bonuses for choosing yourself and standing in truth. When you honor your discernment, heaven backs you up. Resources begin to flow effortlessly. Opportunities open like floodgates. Aligned people start appearing who genuinely support your mission. The universe was waiting for you to remove the obstacle so it could release your blessings. Now let's talk about their tactics, because awareness is your armor. They've been projecting their insecurities onto you like a broken projector on repeat. If they hate their body, they've made sly remarks to trigger your own self-doubt. If they're broke or stuck, they've minimized your success. If they're lonely, they've tried to guilt you for having healthy relationships and purpose. Projection is the favorite weapon of the unhealed. They also tried to control the narrative in rooms where you weren't present, whispering poison into open ears. They know they can't compete with your presence, so they try to destroy your image. They say you're difficult when you're actually discerning. They call you fake when you're simply private. They accuse you of arrogance when all you've ever done is walk in confidence. The smear campaign was real, but it's already collapsing. Because your reputation isn't built on rumors. It's built on the fruit of your spirit, the results of your purpose, and the truth of your character. People who meet you feel your authenticity. People who see your work recognize your integrity. People who experience your energy know your heart. And that's why, chosen one, no lie can outshine the truth of your light. One jealous fool running their mouth can't override the proof of your entire existence. While they've been burning energy trying to dim your light's been blinding them with brilliance. While they've been cursing your path, you've been blessed from every direction. And while they've been trying to block your destiny, divine doors have been opening. Doors they didn't even know existed. Their efforts have been useless, serving only one purpose: to expose their true nature so you could finally remove them for good. God always uses your enemies as instruments of revelation. When masks fall off, Don't grieve. Celebrate. It's divine exposure disguised as disappointment. This person has been so fixated on you that they've completely abandoned their own life. They spend hours stalking your social media, tracking your movements, analyzing your words, and gossiping about you in echo chambers filled with equally miserable souls. Meanwhile, their own dreams are collecting dust, their potential is rotting on the vine, and their relationships are falling apart. The irony is almost poetic. If they invested even half that energy into themselves, they might actually thrive. But that would require accountability, awareness, and effort. 3 things they've proven incapable of sustaining. Instead, they chose bitterness. They chose to make you their obsession, their scapegoat, their explanation for every failure in their own story. But that ends now. When you cut this person off, you're not just protecting your energy, you're liberating your purpose. You're clearing the interference that's been dulling your spiritual signal. Because here's what you might not have realized. You're about to raise an army. You're becoming a lighthouse for other chosen ones still finding their way out of the darkness. You're going to speak truths that will awaken thousands of souls who've been waiting for someone like you. Someone bold enough to say what they've been silently feeling. And you can't do that with an energy vampire still latched onto your frequency. You can't lead while constantly defending your light from sabotage. You can't guide others while walking on eggshells around jealousy. This isn't just about cutting off toxicity. It's about reclaiming your throne. You're stepping into your spiritual authority as a leader, a general, a protector of light. You're setting the tone for your community. We don't tolerate energy theft here. We don't entertain manipulation, projection, or deceit. We honor each other's light and rise together. Congratulations. You've officially graduated from training. Now let's go deeper into the jealousy that fueled this entire war. Their envy wasn't just about your energy. It was about your vessel. Your body carries your frequency. It's the sacred instrument through which your divine gifts operate. That's why this person has been targeting it. They've been trying to corrupt your health, weaken your confidence, and distort your self-image. Some of you have experienced strange fatigue, sudden illnesses, or unexplained heaviness after being around them. Others have noticed digestive problems, or even emotional instability that seem to appear out of nowhere. That's not coincidence. That's energy interference. Do not, under any circumstances, accept food, drinks, or physical gifts from this person, especially things that touch your body, like lotions, jewelry, or perfumes. This may sound extreme, but those who are spiritually tuned in know exactly what this means. There are people who secretly engage in rituals, speak incantations, and attach energy intentions to physical objects. These are not harmless gestures. They're attempts to access your frequency through your physical vessel. Your body is sacred. Your vessel is divine. It's protected, but your discernment is part of that protection. If your spirit warns you not to eat something, don't. If your gut tells you not to wear that gift, listen. Your discernment is your divine alarm system, but it only works when you trust it. This person hasn't just been trying to drain your energy. They've also been working to sabotage your relationships. They want to see you isolated, disconnected, and questioning everyone who truly cares about you. They want your romantic relationships to crumble and your friendships to dissolve. Because misery can't stand company that's thriving. They're drowning in their own loneliness and bitterness, and watching you experience genuine love, loyalty, and connection feels like salt on their wounds. Every time they see you smile with someone who truly values you, it reminds them of what they've never been able to sustain. Let's call it what it is. They can't stand the fact that you actually enjoy your life. They hate that you wake up excited for your purpose instead of dreading another soul-crushing job. They can't comprehend how you built something from nothing, how you turned your gifts into impact and income. Whether you're running a business, creating content, or walking boldly in your divine calling, your freedom offends their captivity. They're stuck in mediocrity, too scared to take a risk, and watching you win feels like a mirror reflecting all the excuses they've been hiding behind. So they do what small-minded people do. They mock what they don't understand. They question your success, minimize your work, and gossip about your grind. But here's the truth. You're self-made. You didn't wait for permission, you didn't ask for validation, and you didn't let their fears become your ceiling. You are living proof that courage outperforms comfort every time, and that's exactly why they're so threatened. Every time you talk about someone you love, they're quietly taking notes. When you share good moments, they start plotting. They'll bring up old wounds to reopen your insecurities. They'll magnify tiny flaws in the people you care about just to plant doubt. They'll create imaginary scenarios where everyone's betraying you, when in reality the only snake in the garden is them. It's emotional isolation disguised as concern. But you're awake now. You see the pattern. You recognize how every conversation with them leaves you anxious, second-guessing, or drained. You notice how they never celebrate your joy, only magnify your fear. Their strategy has been to position themselves as your only safe space while being the very source of your chaos. But once manipulation is seen clearly, it loses its power. And that's exactly what's happening now. You're breaking free from their psychological grip because your mission is far too important to be distracted by deception. You're not just here to heal yourself. You're here to raise an army of light-bearers, earth angels, and awakened souls. Every betrayal trained your discernment. Every heartbreak strengthened your boundaries. Every setback built your resilience. You didn't go through hell just to survive it. You went through it to become a guide for others still trapped inside. Whether you express that calling through words, art, teaching, or presence, your energy transforms people. You don't force it. It's your nature. Your authenticity, your compassion, your frequency, it's magnetic. This jealous person saw that magnetism and wanted to steal it. They studied your moves, your tone, your rhythm, trying to copy your essence like a shadow imitating light. But imitation without soul is hollow. They can mimic your style, but they'll never match your spirit. They can replicate your words, but they can't duplicate your frequency. Because your gift isn't cosmetic, it's divine. It was assigned, not designed. And that's exactly what will help you raise your army. People are drawn to you because when they encounter your presence, they feel seen. They feel safe. They feel alive. You awaken something dormant inside them, the courage to believe again, to rise again, to love again. That's your purpose, that's your legacy, and that's exactly why this jealous person tried so desperately to stop you, because they knew if you ever stepped fully into your power, you'd become unstoppable. In this next season, the souls drawn to you will be the ones who've been through battle, the wounded warriors, the quiet healers, the late bloomers who thought their time had passed. They're coming to you because your light speaks the language of survival and rebirth. And this time, nothing and no one will stop what God has already set in motion. They're going to be the underdogs, the ones everyone else counted out, the ones who almost gave up but still whispered to themselves, "Just one more try." You are that one more try. You're the living proof that the darkness doesn't win, that chosen ones always rise into their power. And to lead this next wave, you can't carry dead weight. You can't preach about cutting off toxicity while secretly keeping your own chains intact. You can't teach discernment while ignoring your own red flags. The exposure happening right now isn't random. It's divine alignment. Your next level demands that you become the embodiment of boundaries, courage, and self-respect. Those watching your journey need to see what it truly looks like to choose yourself without apology. That's leadership. That's what being chosen really means, not perfection, but integrity under pressure and the willingness to do the hard thing for the right reason. Now, let's talk about your glow-up, because it's not just energetic. It's visible, undeniable, and unstoppable. When I say your power multiplies by 1,000, I'm talking about transformation you can see, touch, and feel. Your physical presence is about to shift. Your glow will be magnetic. You'll walk into rooms and turn heads, not because of vanity, but because peace is radiating through you. The stress is gone, the weight is lifted. The divine light is back in your eyes. Your finances are about to flourish. New income streams, unexpected blessings, and overdue rewards are aligning to replace everything that was taken. Your relationships will evolve too. Soul-aligned people, your true tribe, will appear with perfect timing. This is what happens when you stop clinging to what drains you and let God do the cleansing. Those who watched you struggle won't understand what changed. They'll whisper, "What did they do differently?" But the answer is simple. You stopped tolerating what was toxic. You stopped making excuses for betrayal. You stopped shrinking your light to keep others comfortable. You started betting on yourself. You started speaking life instead of fear. You started walking like someone who knows they're chosen. That confidence you once buried under other people's opinions, it's back. That fire they tried to extinguish, it's burning stronger than ever. This week, you're going to take bold actions that shock everyone who underestimated you. The risks that once scared you are now calling you forward. That idea you've been sitting on, it's time. That uncomfortable conversation, it's overdue. That investment in yourself, it's aligned. The courage you need is already being divinely supplied. Every step you take in faith is being supernaturally backed. This is your season for brave moves and bold declarations. No more playing small, no more waiting for perfect timing. The universe isn't asking you to be ready. It's telling you it's time. If you feel that nudge, that pull, that pressure to move, that's not fear, that's activation. That's your spirit saying the path is clear, the door is open. Walk through it with your head high and your faith anchored. Because they're about to remember who you are. And truthfully, they should have never forgotten. The thing about chosen ones is this. We can be gentle until gentleness becomes weakness. We can be kind until kindness becomes complicity. We can be understanding until understanding turns into self-betrayal. But when the switch flips, when we step from mercy mode into warrior mode, it's instant and irreversible. One day we're forgiving. The next, we're gone. One day we're hoping for change. The next, we're changing everything. This is that day for you. This is your pivot, your awakening, your rebirth. The moment you'll look back on and say, that's when everything changed. Let me tell you exactly what's about to unfold the moment you finally cut this person out of your life for good, once and for all. This isn't just a separation, it's a spiritual event. It's a reset, a divine recalibration of your entire frequency. The shift that's coming is so massive that your old life won't even recognize you anymore. First comes the relief. Not just emotional relief, but soul-level liberation. You'll feel it like a wave moving through your body, washing away invisible weights you didn't know you were carrying. The tension in your chest, gone. The heaviness behind your eyes, lifted. You'll take a breath so deep it feels like oxygen for the first time in months. You might cry, not from sadness, but from the pure realization that you're free. For the first time in a long time, you'll realize how much of your light had been dimmed, just trying to keep the peace. That first night, you'll sleep differently. The silence will no longer feel empty. It'll feel sacred. You'll wake up the next morning and the air will literally feel different, lighter, cleaner, alive. That is your confirmation. You did the right thing. Then comes their reaction. Because energy parasites don't just leave quietly, they scramble when the light goes out. Expect the theatrics, the rage, the fake apologies, the guilt trips dressed up as closure. They'll text you. They'll reach out through mutual friends. They'll post cryptic things online trying to get your attention. Some will even twist the story, painting you as the villain because it's the only way they can cope with losing access to your power. But here's the beautiful part. You won't flinch. You won't even be tempted to respond. Because once you've seen the truth, you can't unsee it. You'll realize that you no longer need to defend yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You'll operate from peace, not pettiness. You'll smile and say nothing because silence is now your weapon and your protection. Next, your entire life begins to shift. It's like the universe has been holding its breath, waiting for you to clear this energy out so the blessings could finally reach you. You'll start to notice divine timing lining up perfectly. Opportunities will appear that feel tailor-made for your gifts. The kind of doors that no man can shut will swing wide open. People will suddenly want to collaborate, invest, or help you in ways that seem effortless. Your creative flow will surge back stronger than ever. You'll feel inspired again, motivated again, alive again. Even your environment will start reflecting your new energy. Sunlight will look warmer. Music will sound richer. Food will taste better. It's all part of your alignment returning. And then something powerful happens. The ripple effect. Once you remove one toxic person with conviction, the energy in your entire field recalibrates. It's like sending a signal across your spiritual network. The old you is gone. Every person connected to your life will feel it. Some will rise to meet your new frequency, and others will reveal themselves by resisting it. Pay attention. The ones who suddenly start acting distant, judgmental, or defensive. They were never truly aligned. And that's okay. Let them drift away with love, because you're no longer entertaining half-truths or hidden jealousy. The purge isn't punishment, it's preparation. You're being prepared for a platform of greater visibility, influence, and spiritual responsibility. And that means your circle has to match your vibration. God isn't removing people to hurt you. He's clearing the stage for your next act. You're stepping into a version of yourself that requires spiritual purity. People who genuinely celebrate your wins, not secretly envy them. People who speak your name in rooms full of opportunity, not gossip. People who fuel your faith, not feed your fears. Now let's talk about divine multiplication. Because what's coming isn't just an increase, it's exponential restoration. You're not just gaining blessings, you're reclaiming everything you've been losing without even realizing it. Think of all the mental space that's been occupied by worry, all the emotional bandwidth spent managing drama, all the creative energy drained by confusion. Now imagine all of that energy returning to you, amplified, purified, refined. You're about to produce more in 6 months than you did in the last 6 years because the interference is gone. You'll walk into rooms and people will feel your energy before you speak. You'll radiate calm confidence. You'll post your wins boldly, speak your truth clearly, and stop apologizing for existing. You'll understand that humility doesn't mean hiding. It means standing tall in your purpose with gratitude. You'll no longer dim your light to make anyone else comfortable, because you finally understand that dimming your brilliance isn't compassion. It's self-betrayal. And you're done betraying yourself for people who never truly had your back. You've graduated from that phase. Understand something vital. You never chose this path. It chose you. The spiritual attacks, the betrayal, the envy, the misunderstandings, they all came because of your light. You were born with a frequency that disrupts everything false, everything dark, everything deceptive. People sense it before they understand it. That's why they've tried to silence or sabotage you. You were never the problem. You were the mirror exposing theirs. But now, the mirror has become a window. And what's on the other side is your divine expansion. You can keep playing small to make others comfortable, or you can rise and let your very existence expose what's false. You can keep reacting defensively, or you can step into offense and cut the energy off before it ever reaches you again. This week, you're choosing offense. You're choosing sovereignty. You're choosing you. No more shrinking. No more guilt. No more confusion disguised as compassion. You're done explaining your boundaries. You're done apologizing for your growth. You're choosing peace over approval, purpose over comfort, destiny over drama. And that one choice alone will set off a cascade of miracles so powerful that heaven itself will move mountains to support it. When heaven sees a chosen one protecting their anointing, everything changes. The resources align, the right people appear. The money starts to flow. The ideas manifest, the clarity returns, the strength builds, the glow intensifies. It's as if God Himself says, "Now you're ready." Because here's the truth. You were never being blocked by them. You were being delayed by your own willingness to keep what you outgrew. The moment you stop rationalizing toxicity, the universe stops withholding what's rightfully yours. The dam breaks, the blessings rush in. So here's your divine instruction. Stop asking for more signs. You've seen enough. Stop hoping they'll change. Stop giving them another chance to drain you. Your spirit has been warning you for months, and you've reached the moment of activation. Cut the cord cleanly. Block access entirely. Reclaim your power completely. And then, stand back and watch God move. Because when you finally become an empty vessel, free from attachment, heaven fills you to overflow. You're not just going to recover, you're going to expand. The very power they tried to steal is returning, multiplied beyond comprehension. You are the lighthouse in the storm, and lighthouses do not apologize for shining. Ships may complain about the brightness, but without you they'd crash in the dark. Your purpose is to shine, not just for yourself, but for the souls meant to find their way because of your light. You can't do that while shadows linger at your foundation, trying to dim your flame from within. This is your awakening, your liberation, your declaration of spiritual independence. You are free, completely, wholly, and finally. The people who tried to use you, drain you, and destroy you just got their lesson delivered. The harvest they were stealing from you has been terminated. The energy they tried to block is being restored. The interference is removed. The signal is clear. The frequency is divine. This is your moment. This is your pivot. This is the beginning of everything they swore you'd never become, and the rise they'll never recover from. Because your light was never theirs to dim. Your power was never theirs to take, and your destiny, it's unfolding right now, multiplied by everything they tried and failed to destroy. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the Enlightened Wisdom.